What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Jacob with Short Circuit Garage, and recently I picked up these 4 lawnmowers right here. We got a Craftsman, we got a MTD GT tractor. This thing's nice. We got an older Craftsman LT 4000, 14 horsepower, and then we got this Lawn Chief over here, 13 horsepower, 6-speed. It's pretty nice. Now, originally, I thought that this little Lawn Chief right here would be the easiest to get running. It looks the newest. It's got great tires. All I knew is it needed a solenoid and that there was no spark. So I tried taking a solenoid off of one of these tractors, and that did not work. So I think I'm just going to order a solenoid for this, and we're going to try to see if we can get this started. If I hot wired it, so if I just bypass the solenoid and just put the cable, the wire that goes from the starter, and connect it directly to the wire that goes to the positive on the battery, which is not recommended, by the way. If I do that, I can verify that we have compression. Everything, it tries to crank over, but again, there is no spark. I tried to clean up the little what's it called? The little magnetic thing in there that creates that current that creates the spark. Right now I'm drawing a blank on it, but I tried cleaning that up, tried cleaning up the spark plug. None of that worked, so I think there may be more to it than meets the eye. But I did learn a very valuable lesson that sometimes the thing that seems the easiest to fix and put back together is not. So I'm going to try to get this Craftsman GT, I don't know, this is a GT 5000. I have another GT 5000 in the back there, that red one. That one works and great, although the deck is broken. That's the only downside about that. And the decks on these things are like $900, so it's not even worth it to get a new one. But it's 25 horsepower. That's by far the most powerful mower I have, and it runs the best. But I personally like this one, the MTD, better. I just like that old style of tractor, honestly. And it comes with the plow, snow plow. It's back there. So I ended up ripping this Craftsman apart to take parts off of it to put on the Lawn Chief. And since that wasn't working, I kind of, after I took everything apart, it looks nasty in there. It looks like some rats have probably made some homes, or a squirrel or something. So hopefully there's no chewed wires. That's the other issue that you run into with mowers that have been sitting for a while. But besides from that, everything looks like it's together. It even has the functioning deck. It's got this nice hitch on the back. That's probably worth more than the entire mower, all my mowers. So honestly, I'm going to try to get this Craftsman started. I'm going to have to put the solenoid back in because I took that out, and clean up the spark plugs, put those back in, put the spark plug wire back on. Air filter looks a little dirty. Looks a lot dirty, actually. Basically, I'm going to try to clean this up and see if I can get this thing started. If I can get this thing started, it's essentially almost the same thing as the GT 5000 back there. But if I can get this thing started, that'd be great. At least I can go mow my lawn. Because as you can see, my lawn, my push mower kind of gave out on me. So I left a long strip of grass. It's terrible. But anyway, yeah, let's see if I can get this thing started. I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I have the solenoid back on. Let me show you how it wires up. So this red wire that comes off your starter and comes up, that's going to go to this pole of the solenoid, which this is a 4-pole solenoid. Most tractors that I've seen have 3, so this is definitely new to me. But you're going to slap this on right here and put the nut back on. I'll tighten that up. And then the cable, the wire that goes to your battery, so this should just be like this. This one is going to go onto the other pole of the solenoid. Now, I'm hoping that the solenoid was not the issue which caused this lawnmower to sit, because I did test it on this lawn chief, like I said, but it could be. I know some of them are interchangeable and you can just swap them, so it could be that I used the wrong solenoid, and that might be the whole issue for that lawn chief, honestly. Gotta get a different socket size here. Hold on. I believe this might be it right here. Nope. Wrong size. It's probably a 10 mil, which I believe is in my pocket. Hold on. Nope. Bear with me one moment. Yep, okay, that's what it is. All right. So I'm kind of doing this one-handed because I do not have a tripod, and I'm using my phone. I have no means of holding my camera up here. All right, give me a second. All right, so now we can go ahead and tighten this on here. Make sure the wire's this way as much as possible. Oh, that's just gonna crank the wire. This one sitting more like that. All right. Pull that over there. Okay, one more crank. We should be good. A couple more, whatever. All right, so that's on there. And then you have these small wires right here, right? So the white wire is gonna go to this pole right here. Boom. And then the black wire, which I believe is your ground, is gonna go to the ground side of the solenoid, like so. And then this wire that comes off the battery wire is gonna plug into this little white connector here. There we go. So now that's all connected and back together. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up a little bit, and then I'll be right back with you. All right, I'm gonna give her a nice little spray down here, get her all cleaned up. Looks like she was trying to return to the earth, become one with the earth. I'm gonna make sure I don't get any water in the engine here. Oh, that screw probably goes to something that we need. Go ahead and throw that in the little makeshift cup holder there. And we'll get her all cleaned up. Man, I wish I had a pressure washer. All right, and while that's drying, I'm gonna go cut my grass with the push mower. I'm gonna have to come back and get some of these leaves and grass and stuff out from the squirrel nest. It was definitely a squirrel or something, because found a couple acorns in there. But I verified we do have compression, and it's not seized, so that's a plus. It's able to spin freely. Now, there's also a hole in the valve cover that was covered in electrical tape. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. The other one doesn't have one. So, not sure if that's good or bad. Guess we'll find out when we go to start it, huh? But anyway, I'll be right back after I'm done mowing. All right, it's been about 3 days since I last worked on this mower here. I had to take a break, unfortunately, get some other projects done that were needed to be done in the house. So where I last left off, I believe I had washed this thing off. It still could use a decent washing. As you can see, there's basically mold, or what looks to be mold or moss or something growing all over it. This thing has been sitting for a very long time. I even noticed that on the oil filter here, it's dated May 8th of 2012. So that gets me thinking, like, I wonder when this mower was actually last running. Because if that was the last done in 2012 and the condition this is in, it tells me it's been sitting for probably just as long, since 2012. Now I did check the belt as well, because I wanted to see if I can get this running so that I can mow my grass. Out of all the other mowers, besides this one that we already talked about, this one needs a solenoid, needs a couple other things. This old Craftsman, that needs new tires, but I think I could get it running as is. It's just the tires are bad and shot. And then this MTD here as well, the tires are also shot. But I think this one has potential. So I think they all have good bones. It's just a matter of, you know, which one can I actually get running properly and actually be able to use. And I believe it would be this Craftsman. The tires are probably a little dry rotted, but they're still holding air and they're not flat. So that tells me the tires are still decent. I can at least use it to mow. So that's where we're at with this thing. I did slap a battery in here. I cleaned up the cables there because they were all rusted. So clean that up with the wire brush. Got the solenoid on. So off camera, I took the carburetor off because I'm going to give that a decent cleaning. It is very nasty in here. There's a lot of leaves and nastiness going on here. But let's bring you over here to my carburetor. So I already have this thing tore apart. As far as the carburetor goes, it actually looks really clean inside, so I don't think it's going to need too much. This is the float. That float looks really clean. The exterior obviously looks really nasty and crummy, but that looks really clean. And then the top also looks really clean. I'm still going to clean it up, obviously, since I have it off. Take the main jet off there, clean that, and then we'll get this thing put back together. One other thing that I accidentally did when I was taking this apart, I broke this little plastic piece that connects to the throttle. So hopefully I can figure something out there. I mean, I wish I had my 3D printer running, because then I could probably 3D print that part. But worst comes to worst, I'll find some way of jerry-rigging it. But yeah, let's get this thing cleaned up and slap it back on the mower and see if we can get this thing started. Alright, so I went ahead and put the carburetor back on. I was fighting a little bit, trying to connect the throttle and the choke levers back on, but even though that the choke, this little plastic piece is broke, it still operates like it should. So hopefully that stays functional and doesn't break on me. These old Craftsmans and old mowers in general and tractors are kind of hard to find parts for them. I know Craftsman specifically, you have to go through Sears, and a lot of times they don't have these little parts. You'd have to order potentially a new carburetor, which I don't want to have to do that. So hopefully that stays like it should. It decided to start raining shortly after I started filming, so hopefully that doesn't get too loud and overpower my voice. But anyway, so we have the carburetor back on. All I have to do is put this back on, like so. Kind of missing a gasket here. There is a trick. If you use a tiny piece of cardboard, it's a very temporary fix. So don't use it as, oh, I can just put this on here and I won't have to buy gaskets ever again. But the type of cardboard you're going to need is something like this. Like this Doritos box. That really thin cardboard. So out of, you know, like the 12 packs of soda, you can use that kind of cardboard too. Again, just a very temporary fix until you can get an actual gasket. You can actually buy the felt paper for the gaskets in bulk and then make your own. That's probably cheaper, the cheapest way to go. And then you'll always have, you know, extra gaskets laying around. So let me put this cover back on, and then I'll clean up the filter and clean the exterior of the carb off a little bit. And then after that, I think all I gotta do is just clean up the spark plugs, put some fresh gas in it, and see if she starts. All right, so after I did all that, put this plate back on, clean it up a little bit. It looks like we might be missing a hose that goes to the outside here, it runs through here, and we might potentially be missing part of the carburetor. I don't know if you can see, but right there behind that red wire, can't really get a good view from where I'm at. It looks like there was another part that's screwed into the carburetor, which I'm assuming would then connect to this via the hose. If that's the case, yeah, we may not be able to get this thing started, but I might be able to pull it off of this old Craftsman. I know they're fairly different. This is just an older model. Hopefully, if it comes to that, I can just take that piece off. I mean, that engine looks like it's in pretty decent shape there too. So maybe I don't want to pull anything off of here. And I definitely don't want to take any parts off the newer Craftsman. That thing, like I mentioned, it runs better than anything else I have. So yeah, I have the carburetor on. Got to put the air filter on yet. Then I gotta. Well, actually, we might be able to see if we can get it started now. So let me put the air filter back on and see if we can get it started. All right, I got the keys. A lot of these Craftsmans, the keys are interchangeable. So this is the key for that GT5000 that I have, but it just so happens to fit perfectly in this model. Let's go ahead and hop on. I gotta move some stuff around here. Oh, geez. There we go. All right. Alrighty. Make sure our choke's on. I believe you gotta have this thing on full throttle there. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put the key in. See if we have any battery life. Hold on. Oh, that was promising. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Come on. Oh, would you look at that? Woo! We got it running. Uh-oh. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh. Well, we got it running, so I mean, I guess that's a good sign. I wonder if that tube that's missing from the carburetor is gonna be the reason this thing is shutting off like that. Also, it hasn't ran since who knows when. So let's see. Let's try it again. Take number 2. Come on. Come on. Oh, now it doesn't seem like it wants to run. Oh, come on. Maybe it's just not getting fuel. Again, I think that carburetor definitely needs to be fixed. I think that that piece that's missing is what's causing this. Because I just put new fuel in it. Also, seem to have a little bit of issues here with the getting it started. All right, it seems to want to work sometimes and then not want to work other times. All right, let's pull the. Oh, all right, our choke lever may have been disconnected here. Let's see. take the air filter cover back off. Oh, geez, why did I... The air filter off, rather. Why did I put that on there so tight? This is also very nasty. I don't have a new air filter for that. I'm gonna have to get one. I'm gonna have to get new oil filter, new air filter, new spark plugs. Yep, just what I thought. That little lever got disconnected again. All right, I have some work to be doing here to do. All right, so rather than using starting fluid, put some carburetor and an air intake cleaner in there. It's a little better than starting fluid. Still not great. It's not recommended to use it long term. But let's see if we can get it fired up again. Oh. All right, so we definitely got it running though. It's just a matter of getting that carburetor fixed, I think, and then doing some maintenance, and I think we'll have a running tractor. So yeah, thank you for sticking around. If you stuck around this long, just one of a million projects I got going on. This is the one thing I love about these old Craftsmans. It don't matter how long they sit, you could almost get it running like with nothing. This red Craftsman over here, the GT5000, I had that thing. That thing was sitting for 3 years, I think. All I did was throw a new battery in it, and it fired right up. No issues. And I haven't had any issues with it since, other than a flat tire. So yeah, really, I think I need a new carburetor, new spark plugs, and got to figure out why it makes that weird noise when I try to start it. Well, thanks for watching. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. My goal is to get to 100 subscribers, hopefully here within the next couple months, and then hopefully I can start putting out better content for you guys, get better equipment and all that, so I'm not walking around with my phone in my hand. But yeah, until next time, thanks for sticking around.